In Iceland, you don't go into the interior to look at nature, you go in there to take it on. And for that, you need some serious equipment and some even more serious know-how.
We have to lower the pressure on the tires so we get a bigger footprint from the tires to drive on the snow instead of digging us through it. We go as far as down to 0.2 bar.
And then, to punish the kids for baiting the dog, you head off to catch hypothermia.
And we are planning to go up here, up the hill, and up to the highest peak of the glacier.
The cars they use start off in life as Toyotas or Jeeps or Nissans, but are converted for around £25,000 so they can move on the country's most amazing feature, its glacier, a glacier that's the size of Yorkshire. Now, on snow, I always thought manual transmission was best, but apparently I'm wrong. Automatic is essential.
You always have traction to the tires. You don't have to change gears. When you drive very slowly and want to change gears, the vehicle stops. And in steep hills, you can always go slower with automatic transmission.
But you don't always need to go slowly. And they don't. This van has a 5.8-litre turbocharged engine and was built by Iceland's top off-road expert, Benny Igel something or other.
The editor of the US four-wheeler magazines, he told in his magazine the Icelandic 4x4 Jeeps, 4x4 cars is the best snow traveling cars in the world. He have never seen nothing like this. So I'm sure we have the best car to drive on the snow.
And I was forced to agree as we bumped over cracks through which you could begin your journey to the centre of the Earth, a book which you may remember was set here. Surveys have shown the ice here is 1 kilometre thick. They have a saying in Iceland, if you don't like our weather, just wait 15 minutes. And it doesn't take long before you see what they mean. If you can imagine looking out on the world from inside a Tupperware box, you get the picture.
On a glacier like we are now, we don't see anything. We have to use our navigation system to enter the waypoint we are heading to. And now we are driving almost blindly here on the glacier, using the navigation system.
In 1991, a convoy of 850 jeeps with more than 1,000 people on board came up here. And as I sat with my fingers jammed in the heater outlets, I was wondering why. Then I found out. This huge gash in the ice was for me the biggest jewel in the toy box. And of course, the crazy Icelanders just had to go and play with it. It isn't even slightly surprising that he ended up rather chilly, but it's very surprising indeed that even for 1 minute he thought he'd be able to get out again.
I was trying to get across a little lake over there. Maybe not a lake, but I didn't have enough speed, I think. More speed was, I needed more speed. And like Titanic, it went down.
If I'd been him, I'd have demanded a hospital and some brandy. But no, he got a table made out of ice, and for lunch, some lettuce. But glacier bashing is not some hirsute macho thing. It's the perfect family day out, like something out of a yogurt commercial. You do need to be careful though, and you do need a hat.
You have to know what you're doing. Some parts of the glaciers are moving and there can be cracks which are dangerous, but you have to know the glacier. You just learn to equip yourself for this business.
It doesn't really matter whether you've chosen to get up there by land or by air. Still, the most important thing is to keep your head warm.
It's very good to be out in the open, and it's a challenge to go out in a wild weather. And the glaciers, they can be quite difficult in the January, February, March months. The weather is 10 times worse than in the lowland.
Now, they may have worked out a way to get foxes to sit on their heads, and yes, they can even drive on water, but nothing prepares you for what they can do when this happens. First, they spray lighter fluid into the tyre, and then they light it. Clever stuff. But even though they can mend a tyre in less than a second, they still hadn't reached the glacier's summit by midnight. You know, you don't have to be mad to live here. No, on second thoughts, yeah, you do.